Showing up on camera for me was terrifying. Showing up to maybe jog or tell a joke or record an event that I was attending was much easier than me showing up on camera, sharing me. And I shied away from that for many, many, many years. I remember taking a class and the facilitator, Kishelle, she said, Anjanette, you have to go on camera. And I said, no, because I was afraid. I couldn't place my fear, but I was afraid. And I think that I'm not the only person, especially looking at what we would call the professionals on YouTube or on any media platform where people are showing up on camera and everything looks so perfect. And I measured myself against that. Even though she had told us like done is better than perfect, still I wanted it to be at least somewhat perfect. But the reality is what that was really doing for me is holding me back and stopping me from actually showing up online. And showing up is what was required to break that fear, that barrier that kept me quiet. And I'm so happy that I was able to do that. But I know that there are other people who feel the same way and they're afraid. So how did I break out? I started doing a Facebook Live. I challenged myself, okay, you're going to go on Facebook every day. And that was years ago. And I stopped because, again, I was more terrified of showing up than actually honing in on my message. And so I quit. I just could not do it. Years later, my girlfriend, she inspired me. I would watch her show up every single day on a particular platform. And I said, how do you do that? How do you show up like that? And she said, just turn the camera on. And there are so many people who would say that. I watch podcasts, and there are others who say, you know what, I sat in my car and I just turned the camera on. So that's what I decided to do. But I was still afraid to say, stay in front of the camera and stay connected and stay engaged. And I feel like I know I'm not the only person with that mindset, because you know, we all start somewhere, and a lot of times we start from that place of fear. So what I started to do was I hopped on TikTok. It was safe because I could choose just a photo, I could choose 15 seconds, I could choose 60 seconds, or I could choose 10 minutes. And at first it was 15 seconds because there's no way I'm going to stay on a camera longer than 15 seconds. And one day turned into every day. And sometimes it turned into more than once per day. And so I started there. And I'm posting this today because I need to get out of the fear of the 15-second slot. I need to get out of the fear of the 60-second slot. I need to get out of the comfort zone of the 10-minute slot, because I believe that once I get out of that, then things will begin to shift. And so what things is that? Let me just dial back a little bit. I'm a nail technician for, at the time of this recording, 23 years. And showing up on camera was not a thing when I started. And even now, showing up on camera is not a thing. What we would do, we would post our work and share our link. So it's not really showing up in a space where we're sharing like this. So that's what I think was what made it very uncomfortable. But what is making me, or the inspiration for me showing up in this space as it is now, I realized that being a nail technician is more than doing nails. It took me forever to realize that I am a business person. Like, I run a business. I am self-employed full-time for the majority of those years. I've been full-time self-employed. And so I had to see the value in that. Like, that says a whole lot. That tells me I market well. I have a retention rate that is extremely high. I was able to educate my two sons who are now professionals. One is an airline pilot and one is a mechanical engineer. And I was able to take vacations and buy real estate and so on. And so that really proved to me that I'm not just a nail technician, I am a business person. And once that kind of resonated a little bit more, it gave me a stronger voice to share on this platform. So that's one aspect of it. And even as I'm going into the 10 minutes of this post, it's encouraging me and I'm feeling a bit more comfortable. Then this is where I really wanted to be. So let me just hone in on what caused all of this, or the inspiration behind it. I serve a lot of people consistently every week and have served a lot of people over the years. And as a business person, what you really want is, for me, time freedom. Time freedom allowed me to spend time with my kids as they were growing up, go on vacations, be off when I would really like to be off, and so on. And in order for me to gain that level of time freedom, my business had to be structured. Some of the things that was happening, like with any business, you want to make sure that you're communicating consistently and efficiently with your customers, whomever they are. That could be someone coming up to the drive-through that, the person, their first point of contact, that person communicates well. It could be a ticket agent that person communicates well. In my business, most cases, the first point of contact is my scheduling site or my website or even my WhatsApp. And so I wanted to make sure that every time someone reaches out to me, that they receive a message, an acknowledgement rather, immediately. That grew from sending emails and sending text messages at the time, to now sending WhatsApp messages, and to now with my booking site sending confirmation messages. And I proudly use Fresher, and I'm so happy that they now have in-app client messaging. And so with running a business, I just wanted things to flow well. In this industry, we focus so much on the skill set and not so much on structuring the foundation of our business. And that was the main thing. It's not always all about making money, high prices, and all of that. It's really about structuring and building a strong business. And that's what led me to where I am today and in this space. So again, I started doing the 60 seconds, which was, on TikTok, and then it went into a minute, and then it went into 3 minutes. But I want to break that barrier. And the reason I'm breaking that barrier, going back to just wanting to provide a level of service to my customers so that they always feel seen, they always feel heard, they can always find the information that they're looking for. And then on the back end, I am able to get the time freedom I want without losing customers, without there being a silence when they're trying to reach me. And after watching a podcast this morning, Omar El Khatori, the department, he says, get on, post something. I can't go live right now, but post something and make it a long form content so people get to see who you are. And this is who I am. My name is Anjanette. I am a nail technician for over 23 years. I'm an exclusive gel nail technician, proudly providing services to my customers via appointment only, and now venturing into a space where I also show not only nail technicians, but business owners how they can automate their businesses and make doing business with them seamlessly. I am also a certified AI specialist, and that is how I power my platforms, by the knowledge that I've gained in using AI as now a major part of my business. So stay tuned to my channel.